In our last session, we read a letter from a woman who talked about her son, Micah, who refused to listen to anything she said. I explained that he was acting out toward her primarily because he didn't feel loved by her, and that the most important thing she could learn to do was love her son. If she became more loving, she wouldn't speak to him with disappointment or irritation anymore, which is critical. Now, back to the mother who wrote the letter. Keep telling the truth about yourself with other adults. Tell them how you are not loving toward your son, not how he isn't loving toward you. As you do that, you'll be creating opportunities for these friends to love you while you're flawed, to love you unconditionally. That is very, very important. Then practice talking to your son without any impatience whatever. Practice and practice some more. Anytime he does something where you start to feel angry, you need to immediately shut up. Stop talking. Do not keep interacting with him, because anything you say in anger will only hurt him and make things much worse between you. Instead of talking to Micah while you're angry, you need to call another adult, and you'll talk about your mistakes. And then you'll get loved. Then you'll be able to come back and talk to your son while you feel more loving. There's still more you can do. You can teach Micah with consequences. It's important to simply love him and teach him his responsibilities over and over again. But sometimes you do have to use consequences. For example, you could sit down with him and tell him that from now on, you're not going to nag him about doing his homework. No more. Instead, you're going to give him more responsibility. You're going to allow him not to do his homework. And if he chooses not to do it, instead of you nagging him, he'll simply pay the price. He'll accept the consequences for not doing it. And if you like, you can give him a list of consequences to choose from. But remember, the purpose of consequences is to make the wrong choice so inconvenient or unpleasant that Micah will actually want to make the right choice. What you're doing here with Micah is no different from how it works for us as adults, and you need to explain that to him. Tell him that when you drive the car too fast, for example, the policeman gives you a ticket, and if you keep speeding, you get more tickets until it becomes so inconvenient, what with the price of the tickets and the increased cost of your car insurance, that you finally decide that you don't want to speed anymore. That's how consequences work, both for adults and children. Consequences have great advantages because they have no personality. They don't get mad. Children fight us mostly when they hear the "I don't love you" in our disappointment and anger. But consequences don't express disappointment or anger. In addition, if you discuss the consequences with Micah ahead of time, it's harder for him to get mad about a choice that he already made or participated in. So, what are some consequences that you might offer Micah? We'll list some of those in our next session.